What's up, guys? Before we get into today's video, if you haven't heard already, your boy's racing in the Freedom 500, and that is coming up next weekend, April 1st, and then the day after that, on April 2nd, is Cletus and Cars, and we will be out there as well. If you guys want to come hang out, be sure to swing by. We will be there all day. We're going to bring the 240 to do a burnout for you guys, and we're going to try to bring as much of the fleet as we can. We'll probably bring the MR2 out there, the RAW to see, the NSX, Wago. We don't know how much room we're going to have and time to get cars transported down there, but we want to try to bring as much as the fleet as we can now that almost all of them are running, which is kind of crazy to think about. But yeah, be sure to come out to Cletus and Cars. We'll have merchandise and everything as well if you guys want to pick something up, and I'm sure you guys already saw the prize as well for the Freedom 500 winner, a freaking Lamborghini with an LS in it. That would be pretty sweet, and yeah, we'll give it our best shot, boys. But be sure to check that stuff out, and let's get into today's video.
All right, guys, got caught up in the car. We're trying to diagnose this weird clunk that we have on the 240, and I think I found it. Go ahead and fire this thing up, and then do like your clutch dump deal. So you can watch this whole subframe actually move. Holy frick, bud. All right, so where it's hitting, do it again. So where it's hitting is actually up front here. And I think that this whole subframe is just hitting the top of the tunnel. Pretty nice. Alright, got Kyle back up in the air. We're going to test out
We're engineers.
our extremely professional fix to the whole cradle moving. We had a bunch of old, really big stainless that we used for like exhaust manifolds or something. Cut them to length, used them as spacers.
Can't go nowhere, buddy.
I think it's super tight now, so we'll give it a try. Make sure it don't go nowhere.
Big clunk at least.
Nope.
You know, we should probably get some new bushings for that, make it right eventually, but she's a beater.
Yep.
And it's better than that whole subframe clacking around back there.
Yeah. I'm surprised it didn't fall out, so.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
Dude, there was like a solid inch of travel back there.
That should be good for another burnout or two.
Yep. This thing's been a trooper. It's probably gonna do another 10 just fine. Cop's gonna be here shortly for somebody firing their AK.
I'm gonna give you guys a quick update on which race truck build he's been in here, hustling, working hard.
Yeah, trying to get the thing done, man.
You want to show the people the thing the front tires do now?
Yeah, something they haven't done in 3 years. Sure can.
Look at this, guys. Let's clip the steering wheel on.
Big steering kind of guy now.
Look at that. It steers.
Yep. Not too shabby. First time it's done that, probably like 2.5 years. It's getting there.
Yeah, that came out great. So I got the rack all mounted up there. He got everything all painted up, and then he got those tie rod ends all welded together. It's all put on there, and it steers.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm excited.
Did we show the brake booster and stuff too?
No.
Well, let's show them that.
Okay. Yeah, so a whole bunch is going on. I don't even know if they've seen the driver's seat mounted. I think that was in the video, yeah?
I think so, yeah. You were getting that mounted up, but now it's fully mounted in there.
Yeah, so like now it's like almost a complete driver's compartment. Got the Hydro Boost and master cylinder mounted. It's out of like a 19 Duramax, and just built some little plates and little gussets to go to that. Got the throttle pedal assembly in there as well.
You can see the plate he got in there. Got everything kind of mounted off of that guy, and then the bars coming off of that to kind of help beef it all up. And then the steering column's all mounted.
Yep, got to pull it back out and finish welding it, but it is in there now. And
yeah, this guy's nice and solid.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere. You move the whole truck around by that.
Yeah, that's on there good.
So yeah, it ain't going nowhere. Next to build the brake pedal and the throttle pedal, and then go from there. I don't really know what's next. I've been so focused on getting that done. I don't really know where I'm headed after that, but get those things done, be one more step out of the way.
Well, it's really starting to look like something now. Now that it steers,
yeah.
Has the seat and steering wheel in there. It's rolling on all four.
Yep.
It is starting to come together. She's steering.
Yep. She's a little heavy, ain't gonna lie. So I'm excited to try out all the power steering options. We're gonna give a shot on this thing. Freaking.
Yeah, you're gonna need something.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a lot better than a stock truck would be. Like a stock Duramax on these tires, you wouldn't really be turning it, especially with this small of a steering wheel. So I must be doing something right, but power steering and power brakes will definitely be a huge help on this thing. So hopefully that little electric pump keeps up. If not, we'll be going back to a mechanical one and just getting some more done on it. We're getting really close to actually starting to wire and plumb the truck. Waiting on the intercooler to show up. Got everything to make a water box, a fuel cell, all that stuff. So it's kind of getting closer to the time of actually the fun stuff of putting this thing together. Got a whole bunch of electronics for it too. So
oh yeah,
slowly but surely.
Well guys, I hope you're excited to see the Odyssey back up in action, because we are just about ready to fire this thing up. We got pretty much everything put back together on the minivan here. We just need to get the radiator on it, but we just got the harness put back onto this thing. So you guys know we switched to a fuel tech and everything is all mounted up. We actually got power going to our ECU there. Check that out. Well, I got that mounted up and it looks really nice. We are just loading in some settings for our first fire up here, and I wanted to show the harness that Wyatt got done. So this is the factory harness, or the K-tuned harness that we had on there originally, but we cut the end off and Wyatt added this nice bulkhead fitting. It's kind of hard to see down in the bottom there. So you see that quick connect down there? Wyatt basically just repinned everything to that guy, so if we ever need to pull the engine out of this thing, it'll be nice and easy. Yeah. Just disconnect it from the firewall right there.
Yeah,
unhook it, come right out.
One ground, and you can drop the whole engine out with the entire harness on it. So
yeah, that came out really good. If you look inside the van right here, you can see how much simpler our wiring got. There used to be a massive pile of wires down here, but now it's literally just that bulkhead and a couple connectors, and that guy just runs up into our fuel tech. Yeah. So wiring is all cleaned up. Looks very nice.
Yeah. A lot better than it was, man. I remember the good old days. You would sit in the passenger seat of this thing and you had to watch kind of where you put your feet, because you might accidentally shut the van off.
Yeah, you might kick something important.
Might kick the ECU power or something, you know, some weird thing.
Yep, but she is all wired up and good to go, and it came out freaking great. So
with any luck, dude, we don't have any issues. We just got it all put together. Got a solid base map in it, I believe. With any luck, we're just gonna click the button and it's gonna fire right up. Yeah. Really, I think it should.
Yeah, so she should just fire right up, boys.
You want to give it a try?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, see what it does.
We're at that stage. We're ready.
All right.
We got our jump box on there.
Yeah.
She's been sitting for a minute.
Yeah, we're back to the good old days with jump boxes. But
go ahead and give this thing a crank. Right up, baby.
Keep it idle, dude. That's awesome. Dang. I think this is like the least dramatic startup we've ever had.
I fired right up.
And it's running. What? no lie, I kind of just copied the MR2's tune because it's a very similar setup, but it works.
Yeah, you know, it's not like we had the guys at Fuel Tech help us out with a full day working on that startup tune.
Yeah, they definitely did nothing to make the most difficult car fire right up.
Nah, dude, it was all us. We copy and pasted that right in. That's a lot of work.
That was all us. Copied and paste, man. We're professionals now. I'm a tuna.
Dude, I can't believe how much technology this van has gotten.
Dude, for
She's
real.
come a long ways from being a $500 minivan.
I remember when we jumped this thing over a spare tire.
Yeah, throwback to the OG days where we jumped it off a homemade rump.
I'm gonna send you the video.
I have the video. I'll clip it in.
Throw it in there. the good old days.
This thing was a hoopty, bro.
Dude. Nobody cared about it, and look where
This thing was
now.
such a pile of like shit, honestly. And now look at it. It has so much.
All-wheel drive.
Yeah, 1,000 horse, fully built engine, sequential transmission. It's as fully upgraded as a minivan could possibly
For
be.
real. It's insane. I can't wait to get this thing to the track, man. It's gonna be a weapon.
I'm just happy that it's running again.
Yeah.
Finally. Sounds
Being able
so
to
good.
drive it in and out. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, well,
I'm
we can't
tired of pushing
drive. We can't drive it in and out just yet.
Not
we have
quite
to get
yet.
the axles in it,
Yep.
which we will be moving on to here soon as well. We actually went and picked up this little press because we have to press out the factory hubs, and we have a bigger upgraded hub for the upgraded axle that we have to press into the wheel bearing there. So we'll get those swapped out, and then
32 millimeter going to the 36 millimeter axle shaft deals, right?
it's
Something like that.
it's based off the number of spline.
Yeah, but
So I don't know. These actually already have the bigger spline from factory. It's
Oh,
the same as a Honda Prelude. It does have the 36 mil axle nut,
Okay.
but it's going even bigger than that. So yeah, we'll have to get those hubs swapped out and get our front axles in. I actually did hook up the drive shaft. It's loose right now, but technically we could drive it.
I mean, we could
With the
We've got
drive
brakes
shaft?
and a clutch. I mean, I could move it forward and back.
We could try it. I got to crawl back up under there and fully tighten it first.
Yeah.
Actually, while we're at it, let's just move these around and we'll get it on the lift.
Okay.
Then we can start working on all that stuff.
We can drive it on over to the lift.
Yep.
Give her a shot. Idle's great. Needs
Nice.
some drivability tuning.
Well, she moves in rear-wheel drive mode. We don't have any of the front axles in yet, just the drive shaft, but that's enough to at least move it over here to this side of the lift so we can get her up in the air and get her all buttoned up.
It's so crazy how far this thing has come since we blew it up like 8 months ago. Cause like now it's the steering column, new brakes, like.
I mean, it was really all just the transmission.
Yeah.
When the tranny let go.
Yeah.
We just decided to redo everything.
And yeah, man, it's so crazy getting in it now. It just feels like a whole different car.
I'm also curious to see how much this thing weighs because we took quite a bit of weight out of it.
Yeah.
She's been going on a little bit of a diet. I hope you guys are just as excited as I am about the Odyssey here. It has been so long since this thing has ran, and it feels so good to hear it running once again, and she is very close to being complete. Right now we got it up on the lift because we are going to be pulling like the whole spindle assembly off of each side on the front here to get the hubs pressed out, get our upgraded axles in the front there. But I'm cutting this video a little short just to get something out for you guys. We'll keep you posted once we get that stuff done. But once we get the axles in there, we just got to get the radiator back on, get a charge pipe on there, and we do have to figure out getting our new rear diff mounted up, because right now we have a CRV differential in the rear. When we're upgrading to the wagon diff, it's a little more stout, can handle a little bit more abuse. It's the same one we have in the hatch, and with that new differential will come different rear axles as well, because the spline on the wagon differential has more teeth to it than the CRV one, so the axles are a little thicker, a little stronger. So we'll have to get that stuff figured out for the rear. After all the other things I just talked about, that's about it. Then we're gonna get the van back on the dyno, make sure everything's good to go there, make some power, and then we can finally get this thing to the track and give it a solid all-wheel drive launch with some power behind it. And that is what I'm really excited to see, because I'm just curious what the minivan will do. You know, I think we can go mid to high 8s, you know, hopefully consistently would be the goal. Even if it could run mid to bottom 9s, I'd be happy with that, but I don't see any reason why we can't run an 8 in our 95 Honda Odyssey minivan here. So that's the goal. We still have a lot to get done on the car, and I have a lot of ideas and stuff I want to do with it, like reactions, collaborations, so many things we can do with the van once it's up and going again, but it takes time, and I really wish we had like another mechanic or two around here, because that would really, you know, get things going. But we're doing our best. Me and Wyatt have been knocking a whole bunch of things out. With me being gone recently, we have just slowed down a little bit, but we're getting back into things, and I appreciate you guys watching. We don't have a whole team here knocking this stuff out, but we're doing our best, boys. And as of right now, almost everything is running. Don't forget to check out tickets for the Freedom 500, and be sure to come by if you're going to be in the area for Cleetus and Cars April 2nd. Like I said, we will be out there. Hope to see you there, and yeah, peace out.